Hi guys, welcome to Shrinking Kathy's channel. I can't believe I am 1 week post-op already. Seems hard to believe. Maybe actually a week and a day because today is February 8th when I'm filming this. And I had surgery on February 1st at St. Joseph's Hospital in Toronto. I think I had surgery, well, it was scheduled for 8:30 in the morning, but I think he took me in a little bit earlier. So, my stats. I am 5'4". I am 52 years old. My starting weight before OptiFast was 304 pounds. And after 3 weeks of OptiFast, I was down to 281 pounds. And my current weight is 271.2 pounds. So I'm down 9.8 pounds in my first week post-op. And 32.8 pounds gone in 4 weeks since I started this, which is crazy and amazing and absolutely wonderful. I'm noticing a real difference in my face. Some of my chins are going away. I still have some though. Anyway, so I'm also noticing my tops are loose. This top here, I have it pulled back as far as it will go at the back because it's a V-neck. And this is where it should go when it's just sitting normally and not pulled back. But if I don't pull it really back and put it under my bum, the V goes like halfway down my boobs and exposes way too much. And most of my tops are like that now. So, but to be fair, I didn't wear tight tops. And I do have tops in my closet that should fit now, that were smaller sizes. Anyway, but I have lots of tops in size 3X and 2X, so I'll be good to go. I'm pretty sure the 2X will fit me now. I'll try them on later this week when I'm not in so much pain. But anyway, that was an NSV, a big one. The sad part of the NSV is, sorry guys, my boobs have completely deflated. I mean, my boobs used to just sit here, and now they're just, it's like someone sucked the air out. And I guess it makes sense because boobs have a lot of fat in them, and I guess the fat is, starting to go away. But anyway, I'll take the weight loss any way I can get it. And I'll just go buy a better bra later that fits me. Because the ones I have right now are a little bit big on me. I am home again. I got home last night from Toronto. My flight came in. It was an hour late, so I didn't get home till after 11. But it was really good to come home. But sad to come into a house without my little dog Benji. I'm really sorry that I wasn't here to say goodbye to him when he passed away. But he lived a good long life. He was almost 17 years old, and he went peacefully in his sleep, so it was his time to go. And now he's playing with my other dog and with his first owner, and he's happy, and he's no longer blind, and he's no longer frail, and I really believe that. He's just happy and playing and with a body that like a young dog again. So, that's good. I have an African gray parrot named Smokey. And I hate leaving her because I've had her since 1990, and she's like a child to me, and I guess I'm like a mom to her. Anyway, let me cover myself up before I expose anything accidentally. Smokey, when I walked in the door, she heard me, my footsteps and my voice, I guess. So as soon as I walked through the door, she's like, "Hi, Kathy!" So I said, "Hi, Smokey, how are you?" And in my dad's voice, she said, "Not bad. How about you?" I just cracked up laughing. It was so funny. But anyway, it was nice to come home and see her, and I went in her room and talked with her, and gave her a kiss, and I cuddled with her for a bit. I just, touched her head, and I didn't take her out of the cage because my stomach's still really sensitive, and her claws are very sharp. But anyway, then I had to go sit down in the living room, so we conversed from room to room, and she was very talkative and very happy to have me home. So that was nice. I have been trying to get my water in. This holds 600 milliliters, and I drank one of these today so far, and then I drank it down to here, but the water got warm, so I filled it up with ice, and the level came up to the top again. But anyway, I'm trying to drink 2 of these a day is 1,200, and I need to get at least 1,000 milligrams. So I want to drink at least one full one and then plus 400. And I've almost done that today because the water level was down quite a bit. Anyway, I'm going to have a sip right now. One thing after surgery, I've noticed my mouth gets so dry, like desert dry. Sorry, 1 minute. And see the sip that I just took? That's as big of a sip as I can take. So it's an all day, all night effort to get my fluids in. But I find I like the water best when it has ice. Sorry, guys. When I'm feeling better, I'll go try on my other tops and find something that fits me. But right now, I can't even think about putting anything tight on or an underwear bra. There's just no way. So I'm just wearing my big tops as pajamas, and I'll just have to cover myself a little bit. I didn't want to put my house coat on because it's too hot up here. So I've been drinking as my main source of protein, Premier Protein. Can you see that? This is the caramel flavor, and it's absolutely delicious. But for some reason, it tastes like cappuccino or espresso or some sort of a coffee flavor with caramel in it. And it's not. It's just a caramel flavor, but it's actually really good. And for some reason, I taste a coffee flavor. So maybe my tastes are changing. And I got these little tiny cups. They hold 30 milliliters. I'm sorry, I'm not putting this right. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see the numbers on there. But they hold 30 milliliters, and the nurse at the hospital gave me a stack of them. So what I do is I take the Premier Protein and I pour it in this. And then I sip at this because this is about the size of my pouch right now. It will get bigger because it's still swollen now because I'm only a week post-op. But for now, this is what my stomach can hold. So I slowly sip on this, and I try to do one of these every 15 minutes. I've also been doing soup broth, clear soup broths. So they get cold really fast. So when it's your time, if you've not gone through this yet, and you're thinking about it, a good idea is a travel mug or a thermos. And then I pour the soup broth into a little cup, a little cute cup. Isn't that pretty? And I feel like a little girl playing with the little dishes and tea set, a little tea service. I think this is a cappuccino or an espresso cup. I don't know. My mom bought them in Italy. She has a whole set. So I'm just using one, and it's really cute. So I put the soup in here, and it stays warm while I sip at it. And I can't drink very much soup yet. I can't even do a full cup yet. But I can do 2 or 3 of these little cups, and it tastes wonderful to have something warm in. My favorite is the chicken broth, but we're out of chicken broth right now, so I'm having beef broth today. And my dad is going to run out and get me some chicken broth tomorrow. So, yeah, so that's basically all I'm eating so far. I had a little bit of Jell-O while I was in the hospital and while I was in the room that I had to rent. Now, some of you might be wondering what I'm talking about when I say a room that I had to rent. Well, I'm from Northern Ontario, Canada. And because of that, I have to go through the Northern Ontario Bariatric Network, which is located in Sudbury. And they do all the planning, and they do all the social work, and all the little meetings you do before you go for surgery. Anyway, and they arrange for you to have surgery at a bigger center. And for me, my center was Toronto, St. Joe's Health Center. Now, because I'm 700 kilometers away from Toronto, it's about 500 miles. So what they ask is that after surgery, you stay around for at least 5 days. They ask you to rent a hotel room or an Airbnb room or stay in a hostel, whatever, stay with friends if you have them there. And when I went for my pre-op visit, I stayed with my friends for a week. But my friend Leslie, she's my ex-sister-in-law, she's got 3 teenage kids and a dog, and the dog loves me, and I love the dog too. But I couldn't take the chance of staying with her. Like, I could have stayed there and slept on her couch, or she would have given me her bed, and she would have slept on the couch. But I thought that's too much to do when I'm going to be in so much pain, and I didn't know whether I'd be throwing up or anything. I didn't, not at all. But I didn't know at the time whether I would be. So I rented a room through Airbnb, and it was okay. It wasn't the greatest room. If you're just a young person and you like bike riding in Toronto in the summer, it would be a perfect place to stay because it's on Dufferin, and it's near everything. It's near the Dufferin Mall. It's near a bunch of little shops and a little bakery, and there's a bike route right outside, you know. So it would be perfect for that. But if you're an older person who just had surgery, it's not the greatest place because when I rented the room, I assumed there'd be somewhere to sit other than one chair in the bedroom, and there wasn't anywhere to sit. So you either had to sit on the bed or on this one little tiny office chair the size of a child's chair. It wasn't even a full adult chair. The kitchen had no tables and chairs, not even like fold out chairs, nothing. And there was no lounge. And I was under the assumption that there was a lounge, like a little living room area to sit in, but there wasn't. So what I did was I ordered a chair from off of Kijiji. I just ordered a real big sturdy lawn chair, one that holds up to 400 pounds. And my friend and I took turns sitting on the big chair because she didn't like the child's chair either. My Premier Protein is my main source of food. One Premier Protein has 30 grams of protein, and I need to get between 60 and 90. And because I'm so early out, I'm just aiming for 60 now. And excuse me, I've got a phone call. Hang on just 1 second. Hi, sorry about that. That was my mom's best friend calling to check on me. She's very happy that I had the surgery. So yeah, I've been getting all kinds of phone calls. My elderly uncle called me earlier today and spoke with me for an hour. And the whole time he talked about food. He's like, do you miss hamburgers? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm not hungry at all. Do you miss French fries? I'm like, no, Uncle Buck. I don't miss French fries. Do you miss ravioli? He's going through the list of all the foods that he loves. And because he can't imagine going without. He's got a weight problem too. But anyway, now my mom's best friend's like, well, I gotta go eat my popcorn now. Oh, Kathy, I'm sorry. Don't think about it. But I'm fine. I'm fine with my protein shakes. These Premier Protein I was going through, I think this is where I stopped. There's 160 calories, and there's only 1 gram of sugar, and they're low fat. My eyesight's not quite good enough to read the back, but it has some of the best stats out of everything that I could find. I don't know if you could see that. Can you see that? If you Google Premier Protein Shakes if you're interested, then you can find that information online. And I can put a link too in my little information box at the bottom. But anyway, the caramel's delicious. My favorite flavor is banana and cream, or banana cream. I'm not sure whether it's banana and cream or banana cream, but it tastes like liquid banana cream pie, which is my favorite pie. So, oh my gosh, I had that for breakfast this morning. It was delicious. And last night when I got home from Toronto, I had only managed to get 1 shake in, so I still needed to have another shake. So I had a strawberries and cream shake, and it was so good. When I was a little girl, Nestle's Quick, you know how it makes chocolate milk? Like you just put the powder in and add it to the milk. They used to also make a strawberry milk, and I loved it, and it reminded me of having that. So it was very good. The vanilla is good, the chocolate's good, and yeah, they're all very good. My favorite's the banana cream, followed by the strawberry, followed by the caramel, followed by the vanilla, and with chocolate coming in last. Which is funny because I normally love chocolate, but I guess I'm liking the other flavors right now. And none of them are too sweet to my taste. I know a lot of people find them sweet, but I don't find them too sweet. I find them good. Hang on, I gotta take a sip. My mouth is just so dry. So I'm lucky that I live in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, because it's a border city and it's a twin city. Right across the river is Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, and they have a Walmart there. We have a Walmart too. But the American Walmart carries the Premier Protein, and for some reason the Canadian Walmart doesn't. I don't know why. But I was able to go online and I ordered all of my Premier Protein shakes, and I paid for them with PayPal, and my dad went across and picked them up for me. So when I came home, I had oh my gosh, I bought so many shakes. about a month's worth of shakes in all the different flavors. So I'm good to go with my protein. When I went to the hospital, I brought a bunch of things that I thought might be important. And I want to show you the one thing that was the most important thing that I brought with me, and that I would suggest if you're having surgery that you not do without. Biotin spray. And it's to keep your mouth moist. I woke up every night with such a dry mouth that it was like the sides of my mouth were sticking together and my tongue was sticking to the roof. So this came in handy, and it hurt really bad to brush my teeth because I couldn't bend over the sink to spit over. So I probably didn't brush my teeth as much as I should. I usually brush my teeth like 3 or 4 times a day, and I was only able to brush my teeth once a day when I was in the hospital. It got better once I was in the room that I rented. But anyway, it sure is good to be home, and it sure must be nice to have this surgery close to your hometown where you don't have to stay in a room for a week. I mean, if I had lots of money and if I could have stayed in a nice hotel, it would have been a totally different experience. It wasn't bad, don't get me wrong. The room was clean enough, and there was a kitchen for my friend to use, so she was able to cook her dinner, like her meals, her breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. And she felt bad eating in front of me. She made a beautiful steak stir fry one day, and she had lots of chicken stir fries, and I just really enjoyed the smell. I thought, wow, it smells delicious, but I didn't have any cravings for them at all. And there was a young guy renting the room to the right of us. He didn't speak much English, but he ordered pizza one night, and that smelled lovely. And pizza is one of my favorite foods, and I did not crave it at all. In fact, I kind of got disgusted by the food because I was in so much pain at that point. I thought the food is what gave me this pain. So I had no interest in it at all. You know, maybe if they had like a pizza flavored shake, I might like that. But there's no such thing. Anyway, about the pain, if you're pre-surgery, don't be scared by what I'm saying, because my experience is pretty rare. Most people don't have pain, they just have a little bit of discomfort. I think it depends on the surgeon, and it might also depend on you, and how you tolerate pain. But my surgeon, when I told him I was in a lot of pain, he wasn't surprised. He said all of his patients say the same thing. He does the 6 incisions, but the one incision goes the deepest, and he does the most work. And that one incision that hurts, it's all bruised all around the incision, and he said that area, like the stitches are not on the surface of my skin. The stitches are way below in the muscle. So, and they dissolve with time. But the stitches where that one incision that hurts, he said he had to do very, very tight stitches, a double row with a big knot to hold that area closed, because it was the biggest one, the biggest incision, and it's going right through my muscles. So he didn't want it to leak, so he had to do it really tight. And he said most people complain of pain, and it should be gone by the end of 2 weeks. So, and he gave me painkillers to deal with them. My doctor had to renew the painkillers because he only gave me enough for the 5 days that I was in Toronto, and then told me I had to call my doctor for a refill. So I did that, and my doctor called in the refill right away, and my dad picked it up for me tonight, which is good because I ran out at 5 o'clock this morning of my painkiller. It's called, hang on one second. I can never remember what it's called. Hydromorphone. 1 milligram. I was originally supposed to take 2 milligrams every 4 hours, like 2 pills every 4 hours. It's way too strong for me. It was making me lightheaded, dizzy. So I've only been taking 1 every 4 hours, and I have to eventually wean myself to 1 every 6 hours. So, and then slowly off. But today I didn't have any, so I had to take Tylenol 3 instead. And let me tell you, that was not fun, because Tylenol 3 tablets, they're big. So I had to use my pill cutter and cut each Tylenol 3 into tiny little pieces, small enough that they could be sucked through a straw. Because if it's small enough to go through a straw, then it's small enough to go through my new intestines and my new pouch without getting stuck. So anyway, 2 tablets cut into small pills took me an hour and a half to take those 2 tablets, like one little bit at a time, one swallow of water at a time, because I can't have more than this at a time in my stomach. And it takes at least half of that to get one of those little pieces of pill down. So it took me forever to take those pills. So the doctor said, yes, of course, you can have more of your little tiny painkillers, which I can just swallow whole in one shot and not have to cut up in a million pieces. Most people who have the surgery, who don't go with my surgeon, don't have this kind of crazy pain. But on the other hand, he's never had a patient have a leak. Never. He's never had any problems. So if the pain is what I have to go through to make sure there's no leaking and no tearing, then that's fine. And every day gets a little bit better. At first, it hurt to walk. It hurt to stand. It hurt to go from sitting to standing, from standing to sitting. It hurt to shift my position in the bed. It hurt to put my hand up like this, or like this. Could not do it. Like anything that I did that pulled on my stomach muscles, like twisting at the waist, no. And I had a coughing, oh my God, brutal. So anyway, but every day I got a little bit better. So the first thing that got better was walking. Walking didn't hurt anymore. So I mean, I can't go for a major walk, but I could walk from the bedroom to the bathroom, walk down the hallway, do a loop around the kitchen. That's when I was in the little apartment that we were staying in, or the house, I should say. But I couldn't walk far. When I was at the airport last night, there's a big tunnel that leads to the Toronto airport. Because I was on the Toronto Island Airport with Porter. So there's no way I could walk through that tunnel. So they came and got me with a wheelchair. And that was really good. And then they wheeled me right to the plane. And I was able to get up and walk up the steps. It was hard. And then walk all the way down to the plane. And I should have requested a spot near the door, but I didn't think of it. But I was able to do it. It hurt. I was happy to sit down. But I could do it. But at the beginning of surgery, there's no way I could. I would have been crying and faint. Excuse me. But, right now, walking is not a problem. Standing up is not a problem. Shifting is not a problem. Reaching, as long as I don't reach too far, is not a problem. The only thing that still hurts right now is sitting from a standing position. And if I've been standing too long. If I just get up and then sit down, it's not too bad. But if I'm up and about and walking, and then I come back to sit down, it does hurt. So this is my other thing I want to suggest. If you haven't had surgery yet, you're considering it. This is Mr. Blue. It's a little travel pillow that belongs to my friend Leslie, and she let me have it. I'll bring it back to her when I go visit in the summer. And this guy has saved my life. I think he's even more important than the painkillers. I had to hold him against my incisions. I don't know if you can see, with both hands. And the incision that hurts is on the left side. So even though I have incisions on this side, I don't care if the pillow's there or not. But I hold this pillow against me so that when I get up and down, it's not moving out quite so much. And it made a big difference. And because he's blue, I named him Mr. Blue. And I think I'm going to crochet him a little cover that says Mr. Blue before I give him back to Leslie. Maybe I'll just buy her a whole new pillow and keep this one. Okay, the another thing, Gas-X. Someone recommended that I bring Gas-X to the hospital, and don't waste your money, because if your hospital's anything like mine, they won't let you use it. They said it will make your gas pain so much worse. The only thing you can do to relieve the gas is to get up and walk. And I'm a very shy person, so I was very full of gas because I would not toot in front of anyone. And my roommate had her son in there, and there's especially no way I'm going to go in front of a guy. And yeah, so it was pretty bad. I was able to bring it up this way sometimes, but there was no way it was coming out the other end. I mean, I would have died before that happened. I'm one of those people that's very shy about body stuff. I can't even believe I'm talking about this on freaking YouTube. That's so not like me at all. But if you're going through this, I want my experience to be helpful. I mean, I hope I can be helpful. I hope I have something to offer if you haven't had surgery yet and you're thinking of it. Anyway, so for me, the Gas-X was just a waste of money. The other thing that I bought that was kind of iffy I bought dry shampoo, and it did come in handy because it was much too painful to wash my hair at first. But I suggest that if you do buy dry shampoo, try to get the kind that has no odor, no fragrance. My friend Leslie was amazing. She took care of me. I don't know if I said this already. I'm a little bit confused because I had that phone call and I can't remember what I already said. But yeah, I owe such a huge debt of gratitude to Leslie. It's unbelievable what she did for me. Um, it's hard to believe anyone would do that. I mean, she was literally taking care of me like I was a child because I couldn't get up and walk around too much. So she brought me all my protein and she brought me my warm soups, and she got me ice cubes when my water got warm. And yeah, she was just amazing. And she stayed with me and she kept me company. And we played Scrabble every night. And when we were younger, we used to have major Scrabble tournaments. So that was nice. And we watched a lot of Netflix. We watched the new Archie Andrews movie, Riverdale. But there were only two of them. It was okay. It was more like a teenage thing. And we watched Supernatural season 1 and part of season 2. And yeah, so we ended every night watching Supernatural. Loved Sam and Dean. And it was nice, I don't know. It was just a lot of fun. And we both read. And she went for walks every day. I couldn't go for a walk outside because of the ice. There's no way I could fall. And I couldn't walk very far. But she walked over to the mall. And she actually bought me a little travel mug to keep my soup warm. Like a double walled travel mug. She just at the dollar store, which was great money wise. And she picked up some Jello, but I never did eat the Jello because I took the Jello from the hospital that I didn't eat the last day, and all I could have is 2 spoons of Jello at a time. So I ate that same Jello every day for a week, and there was still more than half the container's like this big, and there was still more than half a container that we ended up throwing away. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, I didn't get this way for nothing. I could eat, and sometimes I would binge. So the fact that a tiny little thing of Jello could last me every day for a week boggles my mind. It's unbelievable. Anyway, that's all I really have to say other than thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me through this. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. If you have a channel that you would like me to watch and support, I'd be very happy to. Just leave me a comment. Let me know what your channel name is, and I will check it out. Yeah, and thank you, all of you, for being with me, and thank you for your prayers. And there's another YouTuber that I wanted to thank for giving me a shout out before. Her name is Nisi, and if you haven't watched her, go over there and watch her. It's N-E-W, Nisi spelled N-I-C-I-E, and she's very positive and vibrant and beautiful, and she's further out than I am. I think she's at 13 weeks post-op, and she's lost almost 100 pounds. She looks amazing. So anyway, I could be wrong about how many weeks it is, but I just wanted to give a shout out and thank her for supporting me. All right, you guys, I better go drink my water. Sip, 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 walk, walk, walk. That's all you do the first week. Take care. Bye. Love you.